This morning, we'll have a pre-bid conference for contract ID number 25GFI006. This is a procurement for goods. But before we proceed to the pre-bid proper, let us first check the attendance to determine if we already have a quorum. Engineer Catullet, kindly please do the roll call of attendance, please.
Good morning everyone. For the attendance, BAC Chairman, Ma'am Maria Arapas, for the BAC Vice Chairman, Sir Bonifacio A. Tabigi, BAC Member, Ma'am Nerissa Elvirayunan, for the end user, Sir Renato S. Candidato, for the DPWH member, yours truly, Michael Jan Santillet, Sir Raul Bisuyo, Ma'am Maria Iris Bolivar, Sir John Glenn Alvarez, for the BAC Secretariat member, Sir Marcandro Alburo, Ma'am Jodit Camayo, Sir Bernie Aban, Ma'am Sunshine Balatupan. That was the one.
Thank you, Engineer Catullet. So, from the given attendance, I am now declaring a quorum. Please be informed that we have invited the presence of the following personnel as or their authorized representative to be observer for this undertaking. First, we have invited the COA State Auditor, Mr. Gabriel Stanislao. Also, we have invited the acting president of the DEO Masbate Incorporated, Attorney Emilio Emilio Capusano, and the PCCI President, Mr. Benedicto V. Uwico. The contract name that we are about to purchase is purchase of PPEs and materials to be used along national roads and bridges for emergency maintenance activities and rectification of defects in compliance to the implementation of DEO 47 series of 2024 with an approved budget for the contract of 1,961,590 pesos, and the contract duration is 30 calendar days. Here are the description of the materials that we are about to purchase. We have the primer, 400 liters primer, shovel 550 pieces, latex paint, red, 50 pails, latex paint, black, 50 pails, refractorized traffic paint, white, 40 pail, paint brush for HS, 100 pieces, Portland cement, 800 bags, fine aggregates, local sand, 200 cubic meter, gravel, GI, 125 cubic meter, animal paint, international orange, 20 pails, nylon number 300, 100 kilos, safety vest, 85 pieces, hard hat orange with DPWH and DPWH logo, 85 pieces, rubber boots, 85 pairs, wheel meter, 8 units, measuring tape, 50 meters, 6 units, and seal tape, 8 meters, 6 units. Now, Engineer Alburo will discuss the eligibility requirements for the procurement of goods to avoid disqualification of our prospective bidders.
Good morning everyone. I will read some pointers regarding section 23 and section 25 of the F16 revised implementing rules and regulations. For section 23, eligibility requirements for the procurement of goods. For purposes of determining the eligibility of bidders using the criteria stated in section 23.4 of this IRR, only the following documents shall be required by the BAC using the forms prescribed in the bidding documents. For Class A documents and for legal documents, registration certificate from SEC, Department of Trade and Industry, for sole proprietorship, or CDA for cooperatives. Mayor's or business permit, issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of the business of the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document of exclusive economic zones or areas. A recently expired mayor's business permit together with the official receipt as proof that the prospective bidder has applied for renewal within the period prescribed by the concerned local government unit shall be accepted by the PhilJets for the purpose of updating the PhilJet certificate of registration and membership in accordance with section 8.5.2 of this IRR. And also tax clearance per EO 398 series of 2005 as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue. For the technical documents, number 4, statement of bidders of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, meaning whether similar or not similar in nature, complexity to the contract. Statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract similar to the contract to be bid except under conditions provided for in section 23.4.1.3 and 23.4.2.4 of this IRR within the relevant period as provided in the bidding documents in the case of goods. All of the above statements should include all information required in the PBDs described in the DEO. For financial documents, the bidder's audited financial statements showing, among others, the bidder's total and current assets and liabilities, stamp received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar years, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of its submission. Also, the bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity, or NFCC. However, in the case of procurement of goods, a bidder may submit a committed line of credit from a universal or commercial bank in lieu of its NFCC computation. For Class B documents for goods, valid joint venture agreement, DPA, in case the joint venture is already in existence in the absence of DPA, duly authorized statement from all the potential joint venture partners should be included in the bid, stating that they will enter into the abide by the condition of the DPA in the event that the bid is successful. Failure to enter into a joint venture in the event of contract award shall be done for the forfeiture of the bid's period. For section 23.4, eligibility criteria. For the procurement of goods, the following shall be eligible to participate in the bidding for the supply of goods. A. Duly licensed Filipino citizens or proprietorship. B. Partnerships duly organized under the laws of the Philippines and of which at least 60% of the interest belongs to the citizens of the Philippines. C. Corporations duly organized under the laws of the Philippines and of which at least 60% of the outstanding capital stock belongs to the citizens of the Philippines. D. Cooperative duly organized under the laws of the Philippines or persons, and C. Persons and entities forming themselves into a joint venture or group or more persons was intended to jointly and severally responsible or liable for a particular contract. So for section 23.4.1.3, the bidder must have completed within the period specified in the invitation to bid an SLCC that is similar to the contract to be bid and whose value adjusted to current prices using the Philippine Statistics Authority. Consumer price indices must be at least 50% of the ABC. However, in the case of expendable supplies, such said LCC must be at least 25% of the ABC. The computation of the bidder's NFCC must be at least equal to the ABC to be bid, calculated as follows. NFCC is equal to current asset minus current liabilities times 15 minus the value of all outstanding or uncompleted portions of the projects under ongoing contracts, including awarded contracts yet to be started. The bidder must have completed an SLCC that is similar to the contract to be bid and whose value adjusted to current prices using the PSA consumer price indices. For section 23.4.2.6, the computation of bidder's NFCC must be equal to ABC to be bid, calculated as follows. NFCC is equal to current asset minus current liabilities times 50 minus the value of the all outstanding or uncompleted portions of the projects under ongoing contracts, including awarded contracts yet to be started, coinciding with the contract to be bid, and values of the domestic bidder's current assets and current liabilities shall be based on the latest audited financial statements of the bidder. Section 23.6, notwithstanding the eligibility of bidder, the procuring entity concerned reserves the right to review the qualifications of the bidder at any stage of the procurement process if the procuring entity has reasonable grounds to believe that a misrepresentation has been made by the said bidder, or there has been a change in the bidder's capability to undertake the project from the time it submitted its eligibility requirements. For Section 25, submission and receipt of bids. Bidders shall submit their bids to their duly authorized representative using the forms specified in the bidding documents in two separate sealed bid envelopes, or two password-protected bidding documents in compressed archive folders in case of electronic bid submission, 64 in which shall be submitted simultaneously. The first shall contain the technical component on the bid, including the eligibility requirements under Section 23.1 of this IRR for the procurement of goods of infrastructure projects, and the second shall contain the financial component of the bid. The first envelope shall contain the following technical information documents at the least. A, for the procurement of goods. 1. Agent certificate of registration and membership in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of this IRR for procurement to be performed overseas. Number 2, statement of all ongoing government and private contracts. Number 3, statement of SLCC as amended by DPWH Resolution number 09/2020, dated May 7, 2020, published in the Philippine Daily Inquirer on May 15, 2020. Number 4, NFCC computation or committed time of credit. Number 5, GBA or the duly notarized statement in accordance with Section 23.1. Number 6, bid security in the prescribed form, amount and validity period. Number 7, technical specifications which may include production deliveries schedule ng power requirements and after-sales service parts if applicable. Number 8, omnibus sworn statement in accordance with Section 25.3 of this IRR. And number 9, for foreign bidders claiming eligibility by reason of their country's extension of reciprocal rights to Filipino, a certification from the relevant government office of their country stating that Filipinos are allowed to participate in the government procurement activities for the same item or product. For Section 25.3, the omnibus sworn statement by the bidder or its duly representative shall contain the following. Letter A, the signatory of duly authorized representative of the prospective bidder and granted full power and authority to do, execute, and perform any and all acts necessary to participate, submit the bid, and to sign and execute the ensuing contract accompanied by the duly authorized special power of attorney, board, partnership resolution, or secretary's certificate, whichever is applicable. Letter B, it is not blacklisted or barred from bidding by the GOP or any of its agencies, offices, corporations, or LGUs, including foreign governments, foreign or international financial institutions whose blacklisting rules have been recognized by the DPWH. Letter C, each of the documents are submitted in satisfaction of the bidding requirements is an authentic copy of the original, complete, and all statement information provided therein are true and correct. Letter D, it is authorizing the hope or his duly authorized representatives to verify all the documents submitted. Letter E, it complies with the disclosure provision under Section 47 of the Act and this IRR. Letter F, it complies with existing labor laws and standards. Letter G, it complies with the responsibilities of a prospective or eligible bidder provided in the EBDs. And it did not give or pay directly or indirectly any commission, amount, fee, or any form of consideration, pecuniary or otherwise, to any person or official, personal or representative of the government in relation to any procurement project or activity. Alright? In case advance payment was made or given, failure to perform or deliver any of the obligation undertaking in the contract shall be sufficient grounds to constitute criminal liability for swindling or the commission of fraud with unfaithfulness or abuse of confidence through misappropriating or converting any payment received by a person or Section 25.4, the second envelope shall contain the financial information document specified by the PBs. Bids shall be received by the bank on the date, time, and place specified in the invitation to bid, request, or expression of interest. The following periods from the last day of posting of the invitation to bid, request, or expression of interest after submission of the second bid shall be observed. A. For goods, a maximum period of 45 calendar days. To ensure the transparency and accurate representation of the bid submission, the bank secretariat shall notify in writing all bidders whose bids it has received through its registered physical address or official email address. The notice shall be issued within 7 calendar days from the date of the bid. And for Section 25.9, unsealed or unmarked bid envelopes, or in case of electronic bid submission, bidding documents not in compressed archive folders are not password protected shall be rejected. However, bid envelopes that are not properly sealed and marked or not properly compressed and password protected as required in the bidding document shall be accepted, provided that the bidder or its duly authorized representative shall acknowledge such condition of the bid as submitted. The bank shall assume no responsibility for the misplacement of the contents in the improperly sealed or marked bid or improperly compressed or password protected folder or for its premature opening. That's all.
Thank you very much, Engineer Alburo. Now, a complete set of bidding documents may be acquired by our interested bidders here at the Bank Secretariat Office, or they can also view in the PhilJobs website and DPWH website upon payment of the applicable fees. For this contract, the amount of bidding documents is 5,000 pesos. Bids must be duly received by the Bank Secretariat on or before September 18, 2025 at 10 a.m. Late bids shall not be accepted. And the bid should be accompanied by a bid security as discussed by Engineer Alburo a while ago. And also, it should be, the Bank Secretary will only accept the bids only if they can present a proof of payment and with corresponding company ID and government issued ID. Immediately after the deadline for the submission of bids will be the opening of bids. Bids will be opened in the presence of our bidder's representative or the bidder itself, but they have the choice if they would attend via face-to-face or through Zoom, or they can view in our YouTube live streaming. The DPWH Masbate 2nd District Engineering Office reserves the right to reject any and all bids, declare a failure of bidding, or not award the contract at any time prior to contract award in accordance with sections 35.6 and 41 of the 2016 revised implementing rules of RA 9184 without thereby incurring any liability to the affected bidders or bidder. So, any questions from our back members? Hearing none, the private conference is now hereby adjourned at exactly 10:31 in the morning. Good morning, everyone.